The Brands Hatch Indy Circuit is absolutely packed this evening. You may only have 11 in this lobby, but believe me when I say there are 26 different people trying to make their way into the opening 2 rounds of the ARC Touring Car Cup. Why is that Lamborghini? Why is that Lancer blank? I can't tell if liveries haven't loaded for me, or if those just are drivers that don't have ones applied. I may need to leave and rejoin when the sessions converge, unless... Oh, they just loaded late, that's what happened. So yeah, there's 11 in this lobby, but I think there's 13 or 14 in the second qualifying lobby. I just joined this one because it was the one at the top. And because when I clicked on it, there were more people in it. But yeah, we are here for the start of qualifying for the first 2 rounds of the ARC Touring Car Cup, which will take place on Brands Hatch's Indy layout. So, very quick, frantic laps, not even 48 seconds long for most of the drivers here. Same rules of engagement as endurance. 15 drivers will make the main field, and it seems like 11 more will be sent home and or sent to the consolation race, which for obvious reasons will not be shown on the broadcast because I'll be too busy covering the main round. Dominic Kubinski was the first driver to make his way out of the pit lane in the Nexus Racing Supra, and oh boy, I'm gonna have an absolute whale of a time trying to keep all of the new names straight. First lap of the session as Kubinski crosses the start-finish line is a 47.8, immediately crushed by AJ Knickel in the Genesis with a 47.4. Yeah, Robichaud's livery is not loading. His car should look identical to AJ's, basically, and that's just a basic Genesis design. Likewise, Marcus Snow's car should, I think, look not like that. Yeah, okay, so the longer we're here, the more liveries are unloading. That is a great sign, GT7. I wonder if I can go in and out of spectate, if that'll help. No, it has not. So I guess we're just going to have to live with this until the end of qualifying, when I can leave and rejoin and force the game to actually do its job. Robichaud jumps to second. Oh, the picture shows his car properly, but it's not on the track. Good GT7, I swear. This is a name. That is GR Racing's names. Wow, there's a lot to look through here. Oh, he's not actually on the sign-up sheet. That's really... Oh, is this Isaiah Hines, I think? I think it is. Kepley. Who is... Kevin Kepley, that's for CL7. Logan Kuhl and Logan Taylor are both here for NFR. Logan Taylor is actually third on the board thus far, 47.6 for the NFR driver. Kyle Voiles, this isn't his debut in ARC by any means, but he just didn't make... I don't think he made any starts in Endurance. He is on a Mustang for his own team. .48.3, I think I just saw down there for Marcus. No, that is a very off-track Kyle Voiles. AJ pits for new tires. His teammate, I think, yeah, his teammate is on an outlap. You'll certainly get lots of shots at a lap here, considering lap times are 48 seconds and we have a full 10-minute session. Could get like 8 or 9 times set to the line, And Logan Taylor will leapfrog Stefan Robershad to be on the front row for this lobby anyway, not overall, because we don't know exactly how quick the second lobby is, since we're not looking at it. Top 5 are within 0.4 of a second of the leader. Top 6 within half a second, for that matter. Kyle Voyles has once again escorted himself off of the circuit. Unfortunately, he's not driving a Ford Escort, he's driving a Ford Mustang. Let's see what AJ Knickel can do with more fresh racing hard tires. Yeah, that's a different regulation going into this, is that it is only racing hards, and the intent is to just simply not have pit stops in the race and focus entirely on the on-track action. So I'm understanding, anyway. Can Kubinski get a little closer to the mark? No, he is a 10th off. Robershad throws another dart at the board. That is not an improvement. AJ Knickel, not an improvement. Logan Taylor, not an improvement. Have we peaked early in this session? Scott Frederick's up half a tenth or so, but he's going to need a lot more than that to make his way up the timing sheet. He needs at least a tenth to jump his teammate. He does not find. He finds only 7/100ths and remains 6th. Kieran Kevern, the third Nexus driver with auto livery, is very sideways on the way out of the final turn. Home course advantage for the Britishman, but it does not provide a faster lap time on this occasion. We have not had any improvements in a bit. There's a small train of cars heading through turn 2. Oh, that's an improvement, albeit only a small one, up like a tenth or so for Isaiah Hines. Top 2 on the leaderboard are also right next to each other on the circuit, both going through this weird switchback section that cuts off from the GP circuit. Knickel is finding no time at all, down 2/10. See if Logan Taylor can capitalize on a down lap for Knickel. Chaos ahead, but it's after the finish line. No, neither of them finding more time. They really have just peaked very quickly in this session. At some point, I completely missed Scott Frederick jumping Isaiah Hines with a 47.670, and then ducking into the pit lane for fresh tires to make one more attempt. AJ Knickel is massively down. And Logan Taylor has maybe slightly missed the final turn, so this won't be much of an improvement for him. It will be an improvement for Kubinski, but it isn't enough to improve his position. I think Kevin Kepley has accepted his 7th place. Ooh, that was nearly awkward for the NFR duo. One is second and one is second from last. Very mixed fortunes for, you know, biases aside, my boys in the Subaru. Huh, the Vision cars are sponsored by Napa. That is not a choice I would have expected. Interesting. We're getting near the end of the session here. This will be the final lap for AJ Knickel, among others. So this has got to be the one that counts for him if he wants to move things further out of reach. But he may not have to, since nobody else has been in any major rush to find more time. He is sideways. He is in the dirt. AJ Knickel's qualifying session has ended very abruptly indeed. Scott Frederick comes to the line. He'll end his qualifying session. He's getting a bit of a slipstream from his teammate, Kubinski. It still will not gain him a spot. Logan Taylor from the final turn, getting no slipstream. AJ Knickel's had some problems up ahead. Definitely not an improvement there. Robichaud in the blank 47, or Vision 47 Genesis. Cameron finds a lap time, but I don't think that improved his spot either. That is 4 thousandths short. Robichaud denies Logan Taylor second in the session. For this first lobby, it is a Vision 1-2. Logan Cool chucks the car off in frustration. A difficult qualifying session for the American driver. I say the American driver. I don't really much point in specifying that. Most of this lobby is American. Most of this series, I think, is American drivers. I say that. We do have one British driver, one Polish driver, an Aussie driver, and 2 Canadians, so half of this lobby is foreign. But that's still 6 Americans, 5 everything else, so still the majority. But that's only half of the story. As I mentioned, there's an entire second lobby going on. I'm going to have to we're going to have to migrate sessions, or I'm going to have to leave and rejoin, because I do want to actually see the liveries on these cars. Basically just kind of waiting for results to come through. Yes, I am aware. You don't need to tag me, tell me about the stream that I have started, but thank you for your consideration, Discord. Really taking a sec over there. I could leave and rejoin now, but I kind of want to do it after every qualifying driver has made it to has made it into this lobby to do the race. Like once we have our 15 settled and everything, just because then it can just load the 15 I need as I join, and pray to God it actually does it. This is a bug I consistently run into offline with like custom races and such, but it's not something I've ever seen online before. The results have only just been forwarded to the chat, so now we have to do the calculations. This is going to take a bit. Oh, so first one out is Aiden McCarthy by 1,000th. He lost out to Darius, now in the Mustang, by 1,000th. Which, mind you, that's his teammate. I believe, for this season. Yeah, I think that does speak to the difference in, maybe a bit of quality difference in the two lobbies, is that Aiden McCarthy was 10th in that lobby. So 9 drivers from lobby 2 make it, while only 6 have made it from here. You needed a 929 to have made the big show. I won't even bother covering who has or hasn't made it. I'm just going to read the starting grid as I see it when we do the formation lap. So once I see 15 other people in this lobby, I'm going to have to leave and rejoin. And then I'll return, and then I think that's when we'll get things going here. Besides, they'll take time to set the words are hard. They'll need time to set the starting grid. That's starting grid. That's what we're looking for. Cheese. A couple of names I don't quite know offhand. Actually, no. The only one I'm not familiar with is him. I know the rest of the names because they either I've seen them a lot in the chat. Like I know this is Alexander Brown. Pretty simple name. Easy to remember that. Waiting on one more person. I think it actually is Darius. So once I see... No, wait, we're waiting for 2. Right, because I'm a 14th player in the lobby. There it is. It was already, that's the only one we're waiting for. So now I have to leave and rejoin. They'll be doing the starting grid anyway. Won't be missing much. I'm actually going to go the extra mile to back out of the lobby screen, just because GT7, I know, has quite the temper when it comes to doing what you want it to. Something is missing there. Did I take somebody else out with me? Did I just P-Cars to this stuff? Alright, GT7, next time, or this time, let's actually show me the liveries of these cars. Somebody left. There's only 14 people here other than me. I think Darius is having connection issues, or he left. Maybe he got confused when he saw me leave. Alright, who is Tiger NASCAR? Nathan Juergens, okay. It's like a weird little puzzle. I see the car they're in. I have to figure out which name's on that team that is driving that car. I don't know. Luckily, not many teams have more than one driver I don't recognize by name. I was able to figure out that Isaiah Hines was Isaiah Hines just by remembering that I saw the signing in the server. Fun fact, every single-digit number is taken. Except for 0. There's the 2 of Van Wee, 3 of Ajax Takalnis, the 4 of Marcus Snow, the 5 of Kevin Kepley, the 6 of Heredia, the 7 of Luke Allen, who's not here today, I believe, the 8 of Pat Maher, I think is how that's pronounced, and then the 9 of Matt Wright. The 2, 3, and 9 are all on ECR. Also, funny thing is that I think this is the only front-wheel drive car to take the field this season. Every single front-wheel drive Group 4 was available to pick from, but only this team opted for it. Which, admittedly, I'm not surprised. Most people can't stand them, but if you can somehow manage to warp your brain to do them, and, you know, basically gaslight yourself into driving a vehicle with the wrong drivetrain, I think they're faster. But then again, I'm pretty sure the FR Racing Squadron could be driving literal Ginetta GT5s and still have a decent chance of taking a podium. There are 6 drivers who can win this race, and 3 of them are FR Racing. It's just a warm-up session while we're getting the grid set. We do know the order, it's just a matter of setting it up. So what is that, 32 signups? I have hit too many buttons, I am suddenly in Facebook. This is not what I wanted, I don't check Facebook anymore. There's 33 signups, we can only fit 31 into a night. Unless I don't broadcast qualifying, in which case we can do 32. Actually, no, there aren't 32 signups. Because there's exactly one team on this entire grid who only has 2 drivers. That's mine, naturally. Nobody wants to drive here. NFR only has 2 cars. Every other team has at least 3. And if you're a whack job like Wildcard, you've got 4. Because only they have a full-time reserve. Which I believe is Caden McDonald, or it's Mason Buchanan. Actually, wait, no, that's a lie. KV Motorsports also doesn't have a 3rd driver. That's just Kyle Voiles and Alexander Brown. Every other team has 3, so there's 31 signups. So there's exactly as many as we can take on a given qualifying night. A Wendy's Jaguar is certainly an idea. I can't imagine a world where Wendy's gets into sponsoring touring car racing, and if they did, I certainly wouldn't imagine them being on a Jaguar when there are Ford Mustangs in the race. Let's do a livery check, at least of the cars that are on the road. I guess I can also look in the pit lane here. That is very clearly, well, I mean, it's... Yeah, okay, that is actually up to spec. It's just a very basic livery with no sponsors. I understand. I was like, that doesn't seem right. No, actually it is. It has the right number boards and the window banner. It just doesn't have sponsors on it. He also seems to be drifting at the moment. He also seems to be dying at the moment. Yeah, every livery is loaded, so... everything is a go. As for the actual format, I can't exactly put it into perfect words, but I know it's something along the lines of we have the feature race and then a sprint race. Although, as far as I can tell, the sprint race is paying out the exact same amount of points as the main race, unless, because I saw on the schedule, the first round is 24 laps, and then immediately after we're doing a 15-lap race at the same track. There are some team changes that are interesting. Jackson Altman has abandoned Vision 47 and is now on Heredia's team, whose name I've already forgotten, despite the fact that I was just looking at the roster. Oh, is that just Jackson Altman Motorsports? I presume. JA Motorsports. We have KV Motorsports for Kyle Voiles, and then JA Motorsports for Jackson Altman. We didn't try too hard, did we, guys? Oh. Rashad is parking. Sir, you can't park there. At this point, we might as well wait till the 10-minute mark and just call this like a shakedown / happy hour session. With how long we've been waiting here for the starting grid to get set. I just noticed Ridwan is wearing the number 1 because he was obviously the defending ATCC champion. That's not a line I would take. Ah. Okay. I gotta put the race telemetry on the screen again. You inconvenience me, you fools. Hope that hasn't unloaded anything. Be my luck, it does. That was jarring. Okay. Well, oh, they added an extra lap so we can do the permission. That's what that was about. Ugh, I need a drink. The formation lap is a go. And I have to be quick with this starting grid rundown. It's a 1-2 lockout, front row lockout for Vision 47, consisting of A.J. Knickel and Stefan Robichaud, the Canadians ruling the day thus far, followed by Ridwan Hamza, Alexis Heredia, Jackson Altman, Logan Taylor, Scott Frederick, Isaiah Hines, Alexander Brown. Wait, no. I think Nathan Jurgens out-qualified Alexander Brown. He's on the left. Jonas Edkunen, Dominic Kubinski, Bor Yoshi, Preston Van Wee, and Darius in the Mustang. So I still didn't get a pronunciation for him. Will round out the starting grid for the day. At least for the first half. Because I assume there's some kind of starting grid trickery that goes on for the sprint round, the second half of the doubleheader. It's not been clarified to me what that is, but it would be something. But what is clear to me is the second that AJ gets on the loud pedal, the ARC Touring Car Cup will go green for 2025. A very big car count. Unfortunately, 15 can make the show, so hopefully they put on a good one. Immediately, Ridwan is trying to sneak a move down the inside. He has. He's gotten a little bit of intimidation going, and that Scirocco can accelerate when it's not out of low speeds down the inside. Ridwan makes a decisive overtake. Jackson Altman also gets ahead of his teammate Heredia to grab fourth place. Logan Taylor is super out of shape. How do you manage to get that out of shape in a four-wheel drive Impreza? I do not know. But he is going to plummet down the running order. And there may have been some lag-induced contact, or perhaps he has his brake balance too far to the rear. That still looked very strange, considering it's a Subaru and it's a car that we were specifically, NFR specifically chose because it is stable. But there was a battle for position, was there not? Yeah, that's Ridwan and Robichaud going at it again. The camera I just didn't have it on the right car. This time it's Robichaud on the inside lane at turn 2. Ridwan has to go the long way around. He's just about managed it, though. The lighter front-wheel drive car will have that advantage, and then just kind of closes the door on Frenchie, on Robichaud. Better exit crossover maneuver from the G70. Heredia is getting involved as well, having taken fourth back from his team owner. Very sideways. Heredia goes around the outside of Hamza. Does he get the drive off? He does! That Jaguar can accelerate. I'd certainly hope so. Heredia with a shock move to third place, capitalizing on the bout between Ridwan and Stefan. Alexis's team owner is under threat from Isaiah Hines in the GR Subaru. That sounds confusing to say out loud. GR Racing is an ARC team. He will defend successfully, and now it's the third Jaguar, Nathan Juergens, trying to take a peek at the Subaru. Not quite anything producing just yet. Oh, bumper to the back of the 15. Brown sends Hines, or no, he sends Juergens basically straight through Hines. Actually gains Juergens to place. That was rather aggressive from the Mustang driver. Nothing too exciting happening in the back half of the field, despite Logan Taylor getting super close to the back of Yoshi in the Volkswagen. Actually tried the long way around there. I think Yoshi defended from the 33. Small contact, the Subaru with better exit acceleration. That's four-wheel drive advantages for you. Logan Taylor, has he completed the move? No, he hasn't. And he's got the long way to go around, so he will not complete the pass on this occasion. There's still plenty more occasions to go. He's still right there. He got another really good exit. That's Subaru. Yeah, that is what we picked it for. And that is exactly why nobody has picked front-wheel drive cars besides the contrarians that are FR. I heard a lot of oversteer. I think we may have had a moment again between Hines and Brown. They're continuing to fight for 7th. And Brown will take the place. Scott Frederick will try to follow him through ahead of the Subaru, but I don't think he will have any luck. Not yet. Logan Taylor did make the move. That was another very sideways move. He must be pushing the heck out of that Subaru. I could never even try to get that thing sideways. That is also a very bad line. That is very bad leg as well. And that is the Australian driver well and truly off of the circuit. I guess that might explain that he probably had lag on lap 1 as well. Even when NFR wins, we will still lose. Jonas Edkunen taking a spot away from Scott Frederick. These two are probably more than used to each other at this point. But here comes Kubinski to send it down the inside of both his teammate and the Scirocco driver. That is a double overtake potentially, albeit with a bit of touring car contact. More fenders being banged. Oh, it's chaos! Boriyoshi has been dumped well and truly by a duo of Supras. Oh no, that was Eunice that went off. Wait, yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Yeah. A Volkswagen of unknown identity. Somebody is gone. Somebody had better be dying. Oh, more bumper to bumper. Kubinski getting a taste of the bumper as well. Darius and the Mustang pulling a bit of a NASCAR maneuver. Yoshi down the inside of the Mustang. He's been squeezed quite hard. But he still manages to find his way ahead of the Mustang. Potentially, he's got to outbrake it. He will. The front-wheel drive cars will definitely be the masters of the braking zones in this championship, being so much lighter than everything else. Kubinski and Darius side by side through the little miniature S's here. Kubinski will remain, actually, I think, get back ahead of the Mustang. Oh, I was looking at the wrong car again. That is Brown out dragging Juergens. Grid 1 is right on the tailpipe of Heredia in that Jaguar. His best bet is to outbrake it. The Jaguar is heavy, the Scirocco is very agile, but that is its best. That is its only real true strength, other than just high-end acceleration, which is exactly what he's about to use to potentially get alongside. He will not be able to, though. He wants to just dive it. There's the better braking, but he overcooks it slightly. Heredia administers the crossover move, but just stalled out, or maybe Heredia let it go. Maybe he didn't feel like fighting it. There's nothing to report from the front two. They're just on their own little excursion up there. Speaking of excursion, I think we just saw somebody taking one there on the way out of turn 3. There's somebody, yep, that is Darius around on the well a ways down the straight. I'm not sure how he was clearly wrestling everything out of that car. Oh, that was a very good run for Frederick. I put my camera on the right guy at the moment. Right up to the back, he scared the crap out of Isaiah Hines, who's already slightly missed the hairpin. Touring car argy-bargy is in full effect today. And Scott Frederick picks off another one. I don't remember where he qualified, but I'm pretty sure it was lower than 8th. Showing how he won the GT championship. No, almost did. Right, I forgot how events went last week. I don't know how I already forgot. It hasn't been that long. Looks like French maybe slowly reeling his team owner in up there. Gap down to just over a second. It was like 1 3/4 last time I checked in on him. Now it's down to just 1 flat. Fluctuating, obviously, different ways of attacking this corner. Looks like Brown has gotten up to a duo of JA Motorsports drivers. This car has a couple sponsors. It's sponsored by KMC Wheels and Walgreens. What a duo. Oh, that was concerning. He dipped a tire in the grass. He still survived somehow. Anywhere else to look? We got like pairs, basically, for most of the field. Except for this trio here, then we've got Frederick on the back of Juergens, Hines right on the back of Yoshi with a very shredded left front, Kubinski right on the back of Van Wee, and for dead last, Itkunen up to the back of Darius, just about. Yeah, that is exclusively a Hines issue with that left front, because in the same machinery, Logan Taylor's tire wear is perfectly fine, and he's spun twice. Around the outside of turn 3, what is wrong with you? Alexander Brown, he got it. I don't think Altman was expecting that, to say the least. It's a much cleaner exit for the Altman, yeah, for the Jaguar of Altman. But it doesn't matter, does it? Maybe it does. I don't know. It's hard to actually tell. That's a sideways as heck Mustang. That's a good save. I know that Mustang is not easy to drive, so Kubinski's also shredded his left front. That is going to be a problem. You can make a pit stop. It's allowed. But I can guarantee you most of the field isn't going to be. Also, Preston Van Wee, that's a fully Napa car. Oh yeah, that's right, that's an Alliance. I forgot. That, and also Napa has sponsored ECR in the past. How I just noticed what this car looks like. And this is really the first time I've looked at Van Wee in this entire broadcast thus far. Hines, buddy, you're gonna have to pit. I hate to tell you. Was that an overtake, or was that defense? Van Wee, yeah, the blood is in the water there. Van Wee will just take an easy pass on that Subaru. He will get into the top 10 with that maneuver. Kubinski will do the same. And I imagine it won't be long before fellow Subaru driver Logan Taylor will also do the same. Especially if he's putting tires in the grass and just kind of losing sight of the racetrack. It's the tire wear difference. The Mustang's wearing more evenly because it's more rear heavy. And possibly a difference in driving style, but even Heredia's tires are looking a little bit worse for wear. Alexander Brown's are in relatively good shape for the heavy Mustang. He just needs to be careful on the gas, especially since he's driving with traction control off. Off! Just spit everywhere. Apologies if that picked up wrong on the mic. How does... There's one car in the top 7 using traction control, and it's one of the all-wheel drive ones. AJ, come on! Be a real man! I'd have thought, honestly, it would be a front-wheel drive car. If not a Mustang or a Jag, not a Genesis. Oh, that is super wide, Heredia. You're gonna pay for that, pal. Down the inside, the 13 car goes. What is a kilometer? I'm not sure, but I know that Alexander Brown is in 7th. Isn't 7th? No, he started 7th. He's in 4th. Oh, Heredia is just having a nightmare. Looks like his team owner is going to take advantage. Slightly better tires on Altman's car. And wave to the camera. Frederick has recently overtaken Yoshi. I missed that. I guess I couldn't possibly catch everything, right? Taylor is slowly making his way back. It's been a very quiet and, I don't want to say unsuccessful recovery drive, but it's just, I don't know, it's tough. But at the very least, he showed up to the race and he's made the grid. That's a lot of points to take away just from making it to the top 15. And Kubinski's left front is shredded too, so it'll be only a matter of time before Taylor will sneak his way back into the top 10 despite the odds. Also just saw Jurgen's pit. His tires are apparently were shredded as well. I'm wondering if Heredia may have to do the same thing. That left front's not healthy. He's gotten back ahead of his team owner, for the time being at least. But we see Yoshi try a move here. He'll look for it. He's out braking. There's contact made, I think, but not much. There's textbook through turn 1. That's not an easy passing zone, but if you got enough overspeed, any passing zone is possible, I suppose. It's again the difference in left front tires. That's just been the order of the day here. Can you keep your left front intact whilst making the first 2 and last corner 24 times at racing speeds? If you can do that, you seem to be in good shape. Bumper to the back of the 41, or really actually the side, but the Scirocco was unfazed. Front-wheel drive cars do tend to be harder to spin under any circumstances, including rear quarter panel collisions. Tend to be. Not impervious, but you got a little bit of protection in that way. You shouldn't necessarily need it in a perfect world, but you never really know. I think our top 4, excuse me, is basically settled. It's basically down to whether Heredia can hold off his team owner, and rather hold off his rapidly deteriorating left front tire to claim 5th or not. Altman's tires, not exactly perfect by any means either. But Yoshi's not close enough to them to capitalize, even if their tires do fall off. At the moment. Subject to change, I'm aware. Taylor is ahead of Kubinski. Even his left front is starting to become a little bit concerning, but I think the Subaru will be fine. Van Wee is absolutely fine, though. Frederick better on his tires than his teammate, Kubinski, but still not excellent. I think he'll still be fine, though. Heredia is like the only car I see on the track who I'm just thinking, yes, he is going to have to drive the final lap with no tire on the car. Frederick is the second most concerning, especially since he seems to be pushing to try and get up to that Volkswagen. Based on just his car's body language and just the way that I'm seeing him attack some of these turns. And it's showing. He just ran a lap that would have almost been quick enough to get him into the race. But then again, poor Yoshi did a lap that I think would have only been a tenth off of doing exactly that. A tenth, 100th. Oh, Yoshi is on the warpath. He may very well get to that Jaguar in time. If he's running 47.9s, I did not really realize he was running qualifying laps still, despite his tires being at half wear. If there's even a small missed apex or two from either of these Jaguars, they are in danger. That is a time that would have gotten Yoshi 13th on the starting grid. And he's running it with racing hard tires at about 55% of their life. This series is going to be very difficult on my throat, isn't it? These races are so much more compact and fast-paced than endurance racing. With the size of this circuit. And, already his tire might just be fine. He may have to run, like, the third sector of the track with a flat, but he'll be safe, especially if Altman doesn't force the issue or can at least dispose of him quickly, so to speak. He may not try and pass him, though. They are on the same team after all. Even if Heredia's tire does go down, Altman may try and play block to keep Yoshi from getting either one, let alone both. Or, alternatively, okay, never mind. I thought he was trying to go around the outside of him. Oh, he's just going to cut him back and do it that way. Well, at least that's quick and painless. Speaking of quick, oh, that is much closer than I thought, but it doesn't matter. That's the last turn for AJ Knickel to return to the top step of the podium. I'm very tired of saying this, but AJ Knickel wins the opening round of the ARC Touring Car Cup. His teammate, 6/10 back, completes the Vision 47 double, or 1-2. Rid 1 rounds out the podium. Alexander Brown with one heck of a performance on debut, in GT7 anyway. Altman hangs on to 5th. Heredia holds off the Volkswagen. They're banging doors across the line, but the shredded left front of Heredia takes him to 6th place. Yoshi 7th, Frederick 8th, barely keeping his tires alive, Van Wee 9th. Logan Taylor recovers to a top 10 after very early massive misfortunes. I know plenty of drivers who would have retired the car after a collision like that on the outside wall. Darius 11th, Itkunen 12th after some very aggressive racing between himself and the JA cars. Who was below that? Kubinski, then Yoshi, then Jurgens or something. That's out of order. That's the qualifying order. Yeah, that's why that doesn't look right. Wait, yeah, there's a results button, you fool. Okay, yeah, so it's Itkunen, then then Jurgens, then Hines. Kubinski comes home last. He must have either really had a bad tire at the end or he pit. With, like, a little bit to go, and I just didn't notice. I like Dominic's post-race comment. My name is Dominic. Yeah, it's in your username. But, while they do whatever they're doing with the starting grid, my throat needs to be soothed. It needs Powerade. I mean, you're the one who spun anyway, so... Alright, I think that was the starting grid adjustment, whatever it may have been. Back into spectator, get the telemetry back on the screen, and now we wait for Oh. Oh, I see. That's why it's a greater number of laps. Because we aren't using the same layout of Brands Hatch. Interesting. I was not made aware of that. I see Scott Frederick is doing the Grid Legends thing. Oh, please hang in the lobby long enough for these two to meet. I want them to have a head-on crash. Is that bad? Is that wrong to say? Kubinski has left the room? Question mark? Did you have something come up, or...? In other news, the results are in from the consolation race. I think he tried to hit him too. Oh, he did hit something anyway. Yeah, Kevin Kepley wins the consolation race. He's effectively granted 17th place points, followed by Aiden McCarthy. Pat Mahar, I think that was how that was pronounced. Kieran Kevern and Joel Grant actually took home some points. I think it's the top 5 in the consolation race that score. That may have changed. Yeah. So top 20 technically score, so that means that there are still 5 drivers who effectively didn't get anything done. How are there people in it? Why is AJ... Why are they in a Discord call? What is going on over there? What? It's definitely one of those races that makes me glad I have hung up the helmet. I cannot stand racing on Brands Hatch. I will be the first to admit. I don't even like hot lapping it. It's not like Hungaroring or Monaco like that for me, where it's like, you know, it's neat to just drive on. The track is just, I don't like it. I don't mind the Indy circuit because it takes out the corners I don't like, but it's even worse on other games. GT7's, as far as my own skill, my best league racing game, even if I only have 1 win on it. This is probably valuable track time, as I imagine some people didn't put as much practice in on the full circuit, since, I mean, if you're like me, you didn't even know we were going there. But also a lot of people, I know Logan Cool is one of these, put more emphasis on working on the track that we're qualifying on, to, you know, because it doesn't matter if you've practiced the full circuit or not. If you don't make the show, you don't race there to begin with. I need to blow my nose. Some usual Mustang things there. You might get a battle in the warm-up session here, you know? And you really can just take turn 3 however you want, huh? Or is that technically 4 because of the little kink that goes down the hill? Can't stand that crap. Yeah, we are gonna have a battle. Looks like. Dump him. Wreck his self. Huh, oh, I think I see what's going on here. So Skubinski, I guess, had to leave for something or other. And so I think we just saw Kevin Kepley, who was the winner of the consolation race, take his 15th spot on the grid for the second round. Not been an arc stream unless I've yawned in the middle of it. Obviously muting the mic to do so, of course. Up. Now, Jurgens has left. Are you about to bring McCarthy in, or...? Oh, he's back, okay. Tablet, I turned the power off. That means you're supposed to not be on. There we go. Okay, I don't actually know what the what the flip around is here. I'm confused. I don't quite understand what we've done with the running order here. Why is Red One on pole? Well, I guess, I'll go down the running order anyway. I really need to ask for clarification when we're done here. So Red One is the pole sitter, I guess, followed by Jackson Altman, AJ Knickel, Heredia, Stefan Robichaud, Alexander Brown, Yoshi, Scott Frederick. Oh, is it by lap time? It must be by lap time. Logan Taylor, Preston Van Wee, Darius in the Mustang, Eunice Itkonen, Nathan Juergens, Isaiah Hines, and Kevin Kepley taking over Kubinski's grid spot after he had to leave for unknown reasons. I'm not gonna lie, other than my team's own cars, I think that might be my favorite livery of the bunch. The Mustabishi. What is that? What is a Mustabishi? Is that just like an American Mitsubishi? I just combined with the Mustang? I don't know. I'm assuming it's... I have to assume it's fastest lap, right? Like, that's just what it's gotta be. Because it's not flipping the running order as they finished, because... well, Red One finished ahead of Jackson, so... Our starting grid navigates the last turn. Pardon me, I could not get to mute button time. When Red One accelerates, the second round is green, ignoring me forgetting how to speak. Immediately everybody is scattering to get into their preferred lane and block off incoming drivers. Alexander Brown may already be up a place from where he started, and Logan Taylor is up 2. Although he does still have a super down the inside. But you might be able to drag it if you can maintain traction. He is not. He is instead under threat from Yoshi. Yeah, so Brown got ahead of Robichaud the second we took the green. AJ Knickel is under threat from Jackson Altman. The Jaguars trying to go the long way... no, wait. I'm dumb. It's the other way around. AJ's attacking Altman, and he's gotten the inside. But it still wasn't enough. Altman defended around the outside there. Now he has the preferred line, and actually AJ is going to lose all kinds of momentum. The Jaguars almost were too wide there, and Heredia nearly forces Knickel off of the circuit. Alexander Brown goes through the both of them, as Heredia was sideways and Knickel was having to let off to avoid the dirt. And the Mustang, what is a kilometer, picks them both off. Oh, that is very wide for Jackson Altman. He's very lucky to have not lost a place. AJ Knickel forces his bumper down the inside of Alexander Brown. Touring car racing still in full swing here as Ridwan has run away with the lead early on. Everybody tripping over each other, and he's just clear to do whatever he pleases early on here. Knickel and Brown still too wide down the front stretch. They're both being headed off by Altman. They're 3 wide into turn 1. Knickel benefits. Alexander Brown crosses them both over. Please get that done. Down the inside, the Mustang goes door to door. The 13 car is not unlucky today. Holy crap. That is the crossover maneuver of the decade. I don't care. Jaguars continuing to scuffle. Now they're 3 wide back here. 2 Jaguars and a Genesis. Ooh, oh my god, it's argy-bargy. It's Wreckfest. Oh, that's a dying Alex Heredia. That's a spin. He's ghosted, but he wasn't ghosted for me on the spectator. That was nearly terrifying. They're 2 wide for 4th. Robershad takes that away. AJ Knickel is not done yet with that 13 car. He's sticking his nose back alongside. Much cleaner between these two this time around. Probably helps there isn't a Jaguar in the way. Oh, Scott Frederick is taking a new line. I wouldn't recommend that one. Now it's Heredia's turn to recover. The absolute chaos of whatever was going on and going through turns 4, 5, and 6 through there. Anybody could have been the unlucky man to be backwards there. Pair of Genesee. That's a sideways Mustang, but it seems that he is okay. Is Robershad? No, he doesn't have a move. Jackson doesn't have a move either. Logan Taylor might. He's going to try the long way around on Itkunen. Better pack a lunch. And some really good traction out of the hairpin. He doesn't quite have it done there, but it's made his presence obvious, that's for sure. Good run from 3. Logan Taylor has really been getting it done there today on the way out of that turn when his car decides not to die. God, Ridwan has nearly a 4-second lead. It's going to be 4 seconds now that Alexander Brown had that little slip. Maybe a pen there. No, it's Hines. That's a bit of understeer there, Logan Taylor. And Brown is pushing. He's just pushing every inch of that Mustang. That is wild. Boryoshi is rapidly approaching 135 in a GT4 car. Group 4, touring, whatever. This car, it's crazy work at Brands Hatch. I guess that's what happens when you're slipstreaming 2 Genesis cars. Genesis. I don't know. Is there a plural for Genesis? Is it just G70s? Probably. It might be the best way to do that. All is calm in the field right now. Everybody just kind of single file. And Ridwan is still 3.5 seconds clear of everybody else with the fastest lap in hand, but he didn't have a great lap in the last one. That lead used to be 4 seconds, and then it just suddenly wasn't. Here's something we haven't done yet. Let's go on board with on board, yeah. On board Yoshi, as he tries to track down the pair of Vision 47 cars. I don't think he's going to be doing much of that right now, though. He's a little ways back. Ooh, that's understeer. That's front-wheel drive for you. AJ grabbed a penalty somewhere along the way. That's going to drop him at least behind his teammate and possibly give the spot to Yoshi here. Don't think so, though. That's a really not very punishing penalty line since it's right before a turn. That should probably be on the back straightaway, heading out of turn 4 or 5. Still might give Yoshi a chance. He's going to have to go the long way around it, though. And this Scirocco doesn't seem to want to obey. Understeering like crazy there. Brown has kind of got some breathing room after AJ's pen. Altman's grabbed a half second. I don't think that half second will lose him a spot to Itkonen, but it's going to basically knock him out of contention for 5th or higher. He's going to lose sight of Yoshi and the Genesises up here. Oh, that is a little wide. He got away with it, I think, unless the game smacks him with a penalty for exceeding track limits. There's a second yawn as we're just kind of easing into the race here. Oh boy. Alexander was lucky to hang on to that. Just realized there's 2 Alexes in the arc now. Those different variants. Alexis Heredia and Alexander Brown. Still pushing that Mustang past its limits by the looks of things. Either that or that really just is that unstable of a car. It could go either way, honestly. It is a Mustang. They're not exactly known for their ease of use. Oh, Yoshi wanted that. He wanted to just send it, but he thought better. He still scared AJ into thinking he was gonna. So, I think Task failed successfully in that regard. He managed to scare the 47 car. But he couldn't capitalize on it. Oh, Robichaud is right there on the back of that Mustang. No chance here, though. Oh, AJ with a lot of grass on those tires. He's lucky he's four-wheel drive in that Genesis. Or that would have been certain doom for him. And Yoshi still couldn't take advantage of it. Oh, Brown just saved his hide with that corner exit. Otherwise, I think Robichaud had him there. He is still breaking loose at every opportunity. Robichaud still no chance at this moment. But it is very clear that Alexander Brown is feeling the pressure. Another save. He's had to make a few of those. I've seen paramedics that make fewer saves than this man today. I think this is curtains for the Mustang, though. Robichaud definitely has a chance. I guess passing is different from catching, especially when I think he just bump drafted him. Oh, now he went down the inside, but it failed. He couldn't retain the momentum he needed. Oh boy, I didn't even see that. Mike Honda. It's not been his day at all. And this is just chaos. I don't know what's going on here. I've been so focused on the battle for the, second, I haven't really noticed... Oh yeah, there are 10 other cars on this racetrack. But now I think I do have cause to look, because Robichaud definitely has a chance to go around the outside here. Brown outbrakes, crossover administered, taste of his own medicine. He doesn't want it though. He's not gonna have it. Now he's still the long way around. He doesn't try a crossover, he instead nearly loses control of the car. He still has the inside lane, still not done. Down the hill. Robichaud nearly in the dirt, trying to maintain traction and give the Mustang space, but finally the hump is cleared. But I wonder if that Mustang might have more in the tank on the straight, especially when Robichaud gets a bit of dirt in his shoes. AJ Knickel is here for tail gunner support too. He's going to force the Mustang the long way around. Crossover not happening. They're going to go too wide again. This is sketchy. In this section of racetrack, that is just not something you want to do too much, lest you want to find gravel. AJ, not hearing my commentary, goes down the inside of Brown anyway. If anything, maybe to try and pry him off his teammate. It seems to have just about worked. Even if there was probably no intent to ever take the spot with that. And now third, fourth, and fifth are basically bumper to bumper heading on to the front straightaway to start a lap 11 of the race, because one of those was a formation lap. Yoshi with the big run on Knickel. Long way around. No dice. Didn't really even get the exit momentum that I figured he would either. Let's look back here at this chaos. That's two debuting drivers getting their elbows out in turn one. Big contact, nearly spinning the Jaguar as the Subaru. 15 versus 16, and here comes the 2 car. That was sure dramatic, as Yoshi, having passed AJ when I was looking away, now is going to go for a spot on the podium. We're not 3 wide here. Don't do that, AJ. Any of you. AJ, Yoshi, no one. Just no one. We don't do that here. This isn't MotoGP. We can't get away with that. Four laps remaining from Brands Hatch. This is absolutely Rid One's race to lose. And the closest contest on the track, or at least the biggest one, is between Brown and Yoshi for the final podium space. Alexander Brown has been having to push that Mustang from flag to flag. It's showing in his tire wear, but he's clearly not giving up anything if he doesn't literally need to. And even when he needs to, he still sometimes seems to have a difficult time accepting that he's losing the fight. Still looking back at this Pinewood Derby back here, Jurgens and Hines continue to slug it out for 9th place on the circuit. I guess Alexis has had enough. Or his car has, or something has. It is a train of touring cars heading down the hill. That is a critical opportunity for AJ. He might get it back here. Nope. Ran out of momentum. And this isn't having enough braking zone to lunge it. Maybe here? Now you can lunge it if you wish. He does wish. Can you get on the throttle soon enough? Or Yoshi will understeer badly. And that will seal the deal. AJ moves back to 4th. Let's move back here now. Let's battle for 9th. 4-car train is probably the more accurate summation of events. 3 laps to go. Van Wee down the inside of Hines. The Subaru able to effortlessly sweep around the outside to remain in 10th. There would have to be an absolute cataclysm for Logan Taylor to find his way into this fight. But considering how close quarters and just chaotic this fight is for 9th, I'm not going to say it's impossible for that to happen. Those two drivers don't have as much ARC experience, so they may be prone to a mistake or two. You don't know. Not a great exit for Hines. My throat is starting to give up on us here. It's got to make it another 3 minutes of racing. So it's going to have to buzz off. That's a run for Van Wee. Can he take it down the inside? He will try. The Subaru brakes later, but the Genesis retains momentum and claims 10th place. I think Van Wee's been holding that one up for a bit. What? He's been leading up to that one for a bit, so I tried to say, but my brain didn't know how to, apparently. Things have not changed much at the front. It is a 7-second lead for Hamza, as he is about a sector away from seeing the white flag in the air. Alexander Brown is still continuing to fight for his life back here to hang on to the podium places. But Knickel's going to have one more challenge to issue against that Mustang. That is a very good exit for him as well. That is going to go a long way as we head down to turn 1 for the last time. Can't do anything under braking. Brown pushing the brake pedal way too hard for AJ Knickel to attack. Bumper to the back of the 13. Still can't get the Genesis alongside, but he definitely sent a message. Basically like ringing a doorbell, except you use a front bumper to do it. I don't know why you do that. AJ Knickel with the most wide sweeping apex I've ever seen. But has it ever worked? If he can get there in time, he can't. His run's already stalling out because the Mustang's got horsepower. AJ's out of places to attack. It is basically just up to Alexander Brown not to make any errors, and the third will be his. Last turn for Ridwan Hamza. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The Volkswagen Scirocco absolutely flashbangs me and comes across the line to take victory from the full circuit of Brands Hatch. Stefan Robichaud, second place. Alexander Brown will fight for his life and for his right to party as he gets on the podium. AJ Knickel fourth, Yoshi fifth, Jonas Itkunen sixth, Jackson Altman seventh. Scott Frederick battle to the finish line for ninth, but it looks like that will go the way of Nathan Jurgens. Van Wee 10th. Isaiah Hines 11th. Kevin Kepley 12th. Logan Taylor 13th. And he was just small mistakes. Seemed to be the order of the day. It seemed to just be the story of the day for him. And Darius in the Mustang will be the last car to cross the line. Alexis Heredia did not go the distance after an early crash. But that is going to do it. Two different winners. I don't expect to see many races won by anybody else, personally, but you never know. I'm honestly surprised that a couple of names on the track weren't higher up. I'm honestly shocked we didn't see more out of Eunice or Scott in this race. But the level of competition here is so extreme that who knows what the parity will actually look like until we get to rounds 3 and 4. I believe those will be at Catalunya. But until we get there, I'd like to thank, for one, all 26 people for attempting to show up to the race. My God, I did think I'd have job security like this. 2, ARC's major sponsors, the Racing Rats and DIVEBOMB. DIVEBOMB, our title sponsor. Big media group over on all different social medias covering motorsports news for motorsports fans for every discipline, and the Racing Rats, our modding partners that keep our various Assetto Corsa leagues running smoothly with free mods for all Assetto Corsa players, on PC anyway. And that is it. Until next week, same time, different track. Goodbye.